Pentagon warned about the real threat, saying UFOs really exist and they are not spy balloons. It seems that the tone of reports about UFOs is changing. From poisonous irony and ridicule, the media are moving on to attempts to systemize evidence, analyze the situation, and figure out what is really happening in the skies. And after the Chinese spy balloon incidents, the Pentagon is also going back to re-examine UFO reports way back to 1945. Now, one of the successful attempts in this direction can be called an article in Politico. Columnist Ryan Graves cites the fact of encounters between pilots of military and civilian aircraft with mysterious objects that had incredible capabilities. They were not balloons. UFOs accelerated to Mach 1, the speed of sound. They were able to hold their position while remaining stationary, despite Category 4 gale force winds of 120 knots. They had no visible means of lift, control surfaces, or engines. In other words, nothing that resembles conventional aircraft with wings, flaps, or engines, and they were ahead of the earthly fighter jets. The technology they demonstrated challenged humanity. The author of the article states, "Mysterious objects displaying advanced technology that we cannot explain regularly fly over our military bases or enter restricted airspace. Over the past 17 months, 247 new UFO sightings reports have been submitted. One thing we know for sure is that these facilities are not part of some secret American project," said Scott Bray. He's the Deputy Director of the U.S. Office of Naval Intelligence. "It's important not to confuse low-tech objects that have been recently shot down with unexplained high-tech advanced objects that pilots have witnessed." In 2024, unknown objects were spotted on radars. The operators assumed that these were software failures, but then it turned out that they were infrared sensors that detected heat signatures. Objects could change their trajectory. They moved at the speed of sound or stayed still even with a hurricane wind, which is, of course, impossible. Ryan Graves said, "I am a formerly trained engineer, but the technology they demonstrated defied my understanding." Graves spoke about what he saw in Congress, but there was no reaction to it. The Chinese spy balloon caused a much louder resonance, but Graves says it's necessary to deal with all the cases when the pilots saw UFOs. He said, "The American public must demand accountability. We need to understand what is in our skies, period." According to one of the U.S. fighter pilots, who allegedly flew very close to a UFO in April 2014, he almost hit one of those things, he said, which was a motionless dark cube in a translucent sphere. He said, "I almost hit one of those damn things." Politico, the commander of the carrier, he told Politico he was the commander of the carrier-based fighter flight, which in 2014 almost collided with a UFO. It's necessary to determine what we're dealing with as soon as possible and urgently eliminate this threat by bringing together the best minds in the military, intelligence, scientific and technical sectors. Ridiculing and intimidating witnesses will not help establish the truth. Military and civilian pilots provide important first-hand information, but so far the stigma attached to the UFO report is too sensitive. Pilots face serious risks to their careers. New rules are needed to require pilots to report UFOs designed to protect pilots from attacks, and a process for investigating their reports should be established. Ridicule or denial of the unknown and mysterious is unacceptable. So it's time to find out what we're up against. And this is by Solask. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.